Alright, so welcome back to another Learn Django by creating an AlgoExpert clone. So today what we're going to do is we're going to implement the questions API, which is going to enable us to add question more dynamically and then later display it on the front end. So what we're going to do now is I created two questions. So first is the Fibonacci question, and then I create another palindrome question. By the way, all these palindrome test case is you can found on this free code camp palindrome. If you want to take a look at that, I will link down the description below. These are just, and the description is also come from palindrome for come from free code camp for this palindrome question. Alright, so now what we're going to do is let's go and start a new app, and then we're going to call this API. And now we can see a new API folder is being created. Now what we're going to do is, as always, let's just go ahead and create a new file, urls.py. Input views. Okay, and then let's go ahead and add this to the app itself. Let's see, settings.py here, and then let's go add API as well. And I'm going to leave this here, and let's go add this to the main urls.py, which we're going to say comma pass. We can say API. Usually API is using a subdomain, but since we don't have a subdomain, we're just going to use this instead. Going to include API.urls. This should be the last app we're going to create. And then probably a payment system as well, but think about that later. And then now what we can do is we can start editing. So before we start, I just want to say that I also edit a little bit for the models. As you can see now, I have a new model called passed. So this is like the test as they completed, and then they store the user ID and the problem ID. Alright, so now we can go and implement API, and then I get the save thing to work. So now you can actually save once you're logged in. So if we go to here, slash problem. Actually, oh, just go to a home page. Alright, so now let me go and switch screen really quick. So this is the home page, really bad looking home page. I'm going to redesign it probably later today. And then what we're going to do is we're going to access problems 1. And then you can see I didn't add any of these. This is like autosave. It's not autosave. Like say once you click on the button. So if I want to change anything, say drag implementation for this, I just want to remove this doc string, and then click on the check code. Now what you can see is that I obviously failed all the tests. It shouldn't fail all the tests. I don't know why it failed. But if you refresh, now you can see the doc string is gone. I don't know why this failed the test though. Yeah, I don't know why. Doesn't it have recursion error? Oh, this is probably the AlgoExpert. I don't know. I get the... Okay. Well, whatever. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start implementing the question API. Now we can go back to our code. And then for API so now what we can do is in APIs, we can in URLs, let's just going to say pass, and then can say problems, and then now let's go and create the problem API. Okay. So what's happening here is we're going to go ahead and return a JSON response. So we can say from Django.http import JSON. Yeah, JSON response, which can return a just like JSONify in Flask. We can return JSON, and then in here we can say. So now I'm just basically going to have a dictionary that have all the tests. So this is not likely to change. That's why I'm using all cap for constant variable, because this will not likely to change or modify. And then in here we can say, so each problem has an ID. So ID is 1. Let me think how should I structure this. And okay, just say this, and then so problem. Probably say like problem. I'm not sure this is a good design. So yeah, I use so we can ignore this dictionary. I mean, just need the. I don't need this dictionary as well. Okay. So we can say problem ID. So we can just say ID is 1, and then we can say problem description. Line 9. Okay, but okay. So let me go and comment this line out first. I want to take a look what's happening in the. Okay. So in URLs here, I'm just gonna say views dot problems name problems API. Alright, so just to refresh, just want to see what's happening in started code, how it will be able to like understand the tab, stuff like that. Okay, I don't think it cares. So in here, I can say problem title. Let's just say title, and then we can say. So I don't need this anymore. And then for title, I'm just going to say is Fibonacci sequence. I doubt that I spelled Fibonacci correctly. And then we can say description. And then we can just say H1 found. Let's use H4. Then we can say find ins Fibonacci. Find ins Fib. And then we also will have starter code. So it's a starter code, and then this is going to be I don't know why this sometimes does that, but sometimes like execute Python code directly in terminal. I don't know why it happened, why it does that, but and then we could say we could use triplet string, and then I can just say define ins fib, taking parameter of n. Well, actually, let's see what happened. So define ins fib, backslash n, new line, new tab, pass. Okay, so this is a problems API we're gonna do, and then we're going to say, let's go ahead and return that. So we can say return JSON response problems. Whether you believe or not, that's actually it. And then let's take a look what that's actually it for this API. Well, we later can add more API to this, and then we can take a look at that if we have more features. And then let me make a transition, and then we can say /API /prop. Alright, type error. In order to allow non-dict object, oh yeah, safe is false. So since this is not a dictionary, well, it does contain dictionary, but it's a first element, not dictionary. So we have to say something like put safe equals false in the optional arguments. I'm just going to show that a little bit. Let's see. Alright, so now we could see something like this. Yeah, exactly. So ID 1, title ins Fibonacci sequence, description, find ins fib, starter, define ins fib. Alright. So now what we could do is now we could actually start to display in the front end. So in the front end, recall that we have a questions page. So I guess we're gonna head back to main, and then in views here. Alright, instead of just return hello world, what we're going to say is, well, actually, no, we're just going to modify directly on the front end. So, okay, if I could click on this index.html file, and then here, what we're going to say is display info. Alright, so this problem, we can just say return problem. And then here, I'm going to create a new function now. And then let's call this function problem. And then we're gonna go ahead fetch /API /problems. And then we can change the response into a JSON format. And then let's, for now, okay, let's go display the problems. Just gonna console.log problems. And then let's go ahead and take a look what happened when we visit our main page, what will happen in the console. Alright, let's see. Alright, so let me click on the link. Alright, so let's click on the link, problems. Alright, display some message. What we see is actually, we see the result comes back, and then we saw like zeros, stuff like that. So it's like our result get back, which is great, And then now what we can say is we are going to loop through that array. So you can say for let I equals 0, I less than problems dot links. Then this is a array. I plus. And then let's go to console.log I, just make sure it loops through everything we need. Oh, whoops, you guys didn't see what am I doing there. I'm just using a loop. No worries right now. It's not that important. I don't want to display 2 times. Okay, well, anyway, let me go try to see what type of the problem, just to make sure it's a list. I mean, well, array. Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot to refresh. Sometimes this bootstrap can get really annoying because it's had like responsiveness. So it's like, alright, okay. Well, it's an object. So, and then it does turn out 0. Alright, yeah, probably because I forgot to refresh the page. And then let me take a look what's happening here. What's happening here? Let me try to refresh this really quick. So I'm just doing some debug, see how I can read the data, parse the data, and then display on the front. Oh yeah, we also need a category. Like, is it medium, is it hard? Okay, yep, it does do the trick. Alright, so now what we can do is we can go ahead and then display the information, I guess. So what we can do now is, now I need to show the code back. So now what we can do is in the main region, so I can say document dot get element by ID. We can say main. And then actually let's just create a div first. Let's just create a div. So var div equals create element. Let's go create a div. And then now what we can say is div.innerHTML. We can say, let's just say h1. Let's use a template. And then in here, we're going to say title. Let's say title there. Let's put title. Problems bracket I bracket title. And then we can now, let's go add a trap as well. Whoops. And then a trap going to in here. It's going to be problems bracket ID. Okay. And then in here, where we could say slash problems. Alright, let's try to refresh the page. Oh shoot, I forgot to append this as well. So div, so I can say, let me just copy, append child, and then div. Alright, now I can go ahead and switch. So let me go do a quick refresh. And then in problems, in here, where we could say, alright, so, okay, we got two errors. Create element is not defined. Excuse me, let's see. Why did this happen? Why create elements not defined? Create element. Create. Did I forget to say document? Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to say document there. I need to initiate the document object. Let's try again. So if I'm not showing the code because I don't really like keep refreshing these stuff. Okay, if I can move. Alright, indeed now we saw an int Fibonacci sequence shows up here, and if we click, you can see now the link shows up here. And then let's go ahead and click on the int Fibonacci, which will direct us to this page. Now let's go ahead and change how the page should be displayed. So let's go ahead and go back to code. Let's go back to code, and then now we're gonna work on in the views in the code editor. Sorry for open so many files because I don't know when I need them. And this is gonna be in the code editor's views. So in here, what we're going to say is we're actually going to get the API data as well. So I'm going to say import requests. Import requests. And then we can say problems equals, whoops, not in here actually, it's in here. And then we can say problems equals to request dot get. Or we can use request, or we can just import that constant variable. We'll see which one works. Problems. And then for now, let's just print out problems, see will that work. Alright, so I'm going to leave it on this page, and then I'm going to, whoops. And then I'm going to do a refresh really quick. Missing got streamer. No streamer provided. Perhaps you mean. Okay, you know what? You know what? No, I cannot. Okay, apparently I cannot do this. So now what we will do is we'll have to just import that constant variable. So we'll say, so here I can say from. What app is this? API dot views import. That one I named it, right? Hope it works. Let's see. Okay, it didn't show an importation error. Okay, so I guess it does work. And then let's now try to print out the problems. Okay, yeah, it's a list. Indeed, it's a list. It's a list. Let's try to print out the problem. Don't need this. Alright, indeed, now we see something like this. And then, excuse me, so now let's go ahead and get the whatever the ID number is. So we can say print out, whoops, I'm just gonna remain here. So you're gonna say print out problem ID -1. Right, so that should get like the dictionary, and then we can then pass this information to here. So we can say, so the good thing about this is I will need to pass a starter code if the user didn't write anything. So we can say title is, just to make it easy to display, I'm just gonna actually, no, we're just gonna pass this. Let's say info is this, and then what we'll do is we'll add another variable. Let's call this exist. This is like the starter code if the user didn't like submit anything. This is going to be the starter code. And then what's going to happen is this is going to be the starter code. So we're gonna, this will give us the dictionary we have access to. And then we can say bracket starter, which should give us the starter code. So I'm a little bit sick today. And then let's go ahead and also return this info. Well, I actually can. Can I? Yeah, sure I can. And then, wait, no, I can't. Okay. And then, yeah, because it's like different way to display this. Unless I change it. We'll see. So let's see, okay, 30 minutes. We'll go like 10 more minutes or so. Should be able to get this done. And then this is starters. We'll have the info. Now let's work on the corresponding file. So in index.py here, I mean not index.py, index.h. Well, not main, but the code editors. And then in here, we're going to say question, and then we can say, let's take a look. Okay, now I'm going to close a few files. Alright, so this is info, and then this is like the title, and then we can say title here, and then you can say, now let's go ahead and display the, I believe we can use save. You know what, I would investigate how to display each one content in Django. And then we'll say description here, and then in the text area we'll say, and then we'll add another parameter, and then we'll call it the starter, in case it's easier, like if you have exist code or you have starter code, it's one of them. And then probably Ajax, I don't know when this thing is not working. I don't know when this problem is not working. Like I can only pass data but not problem for some reason. But now what I can say is this is equals to info bracket ID. Okay, good. I think that's about the front end that I will do. And then let's go and take a look at the, let's go refresh the page. Expect some errors. Template syntax error, cannot parse. Could not parse the remainder. Okay, I don't get this. Could not parse the remainder title from info bracket title. This should be a dictionary, right? I made some change. Let's take a look. All right, same error. I don't know what's that mean. Okay, let's see. What do you mean by could not parse the remainder? Excuse me. Let's see. Not parse the remainder. What? Okay. Well, I don't know what's wrong. Could not parse the remainder title from. Okay. Whoa, is that because I forgot to pass this here? Alright, let's see. Let's give a sec and a refresh. I really want to finish the problems API today because that's not really a. That's like the finishing touches. To be honest, because the last big thing is. Okay, we still cannot do this. I don't know why this thing happens. I'm just going to refresh and try again. Okay. No, still got a templating issue. I don't get the error message. What do you mean I could not parse the remainder? Okay, you know what? I'm not going to pass in dictionary. I'm just going to pass in like title, like individually, so title, description, and then description here. I'm just going to give information individually. So it doesn't have to. Do we use anything else? No, I don't think so. Alright, let's go ahead, copy, paste. Alright. So now in the index.html, we will say not this anymore, we'll just say title and description. I mean, this time if it doesn't work, then I really don't know what's happened. Once I got this to work, and then, oh shoot. And then the Ajax, that's really about it. Let me try refresh again. What? Oh, okay. Well. Yeah, it does work now. It does work now. I just don't get this now. I'm just gonna temporarily remove this. And let me go ahead switch screen. Yay, now it does work. So I don't know where's the description. I don't know where's the description though. Where's the description? Oh, okay, I spelled description wrong. Description. Looks like Django's templating language don't support like dictionary or objects. To refresh. Yep, find its fib, and then what I will do now is yeah, that's about it. So I'm not sure would the starter code work. I'm not sure. I will test that later, but that's about it. So now we've actually quite finished the problems API that we're going to try to implement. That's about it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy, please consider a like and subscribe. And if you want to, obviously, and then thanks for watching. See you next time. Well, we're going to talk about Stripe API if you're interested in that.